Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is on a critical diplomatic mission around Europe. Zelensky recently signed agreements on security guarantees with the leaders of Spain, Britain, Germany and France.
And today, Ukrainian president is in Brussels, where he met with Belgian Prime Minister to sign another agreement on security guarantees. And joining us right now is Mariya Heletiy, Deputy Chief of Party at USAID Ukraine Civil Society Sectoral Support Activity. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good evening.
So we recently learned that President Zelensky was canceling all his foreign trips because of the situation in Kharkiv, yet he decided to leave Ukraine and he's visiting the European countries. What does it say about Ukraine's situation right now?
The Ukraine situation is complicated, but it's not like a situation which is impossible to manage. Russians did some advantages in eastern Ukraine and in Kharkiv and Donetsk regions, but still they didn't have many or significant progress. Therefore, Zelensky actually decided to go to his trips, to his foreign trips, because they're also important. Like it's not only important to fight. You also need support. You need money. You need military support. You need also international support. And these international trips of Zelensky actually helped Ukraine and will help Ukraine in the future.
Right. So President Zelensky has already secured these deals I mentioned in the very beginning: Spain, Britain, Germany, France. Now we also have Netherlands. What should we expect in coming weeks? We know that Ukraine also negotiates with Poland a kind of a similar deal.
I think Ukraine actually has a plan to negotiate with all partners such agreements, and it's first what was in the main reason why Zelensky traveled to Spain, to Portugal, and also Brussels. But it is not only this one, because actually military aid is constantly needed. And as I understand, military aid was agreed to be provided by those countries. Also, the financial aid. All countries which signed agreements and also which were visited by Zelensky, they promised to provide financial aid to Ukraine. And finally, it's very important to talk about EU integration and NATO integration of Ukraine. As we know, soon we will have summit of European Council, where the opening of the negotiation process with Ukraine will happen. We expect it will happen, and plus we expect that financial support to Ukraine will be provided actually or frozen from the European Union, and somehow European countries would be able to convince Hungary to allow to provide support to Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. Now, looking at the delays in delivering of weapons, ammunition, well, everything was delayed when it comes to aiding Ukraine. Do you think European countries, the European allies, can be trusted? I mean, do you think Zelensky secured himself in this regard? Because, as we know, F-16s are supposed to be delivered by 2018, although some may come later this year. How do you think Zelensky is securing himself when it comes to these crucial deliveries?
I'm very positive about this because first, it's not easy decision. Many countries has a lot of obstacles when they provide this support. In addition, Ukrainians need to be trained how to actually operate F-16s. And it is like it's no normal process in international relations. The only that Ukraine doesn't have much time for this. And really, Ukrainians are very positive about F-16. They expect that they will have planes by the summer this year. Therefore, it is I think it is complicated situation, but it's not like something what we should not trust partners or something like that. Our partners do a lot for Ukraine, and I think the new ideas which generated by some leaders, including Macron or other leaders, they're also very important because they also provide some understanding to Russians that European Union countries and Western allies. They stand with Ukraine and they will provide different types of support, and sometimes maybe it will be military personnel.
Right, and what about patriots? Because President Zelensky stated that Ukraine needs at least 7 such systems to protect Ukrainian cities.
Yes, patriots are very important. They are basically vitally important because their main task to protect civilians. And as we know, on the 25th of May, Russia's attack Kharkiv, where 18 people died and over 50 people have casualties. And it's really terrible for Ukrainians. And therefore, patriots it's something what would provide life for people. And we expect that now some countries, including those countries which were visited by Zelensky, that they will support Ukraine with defense systems, including patriots. And as we see, countries trying to somehow secure this. And also, all these countries which Zelensky visited this time, they are joined this military coalition or defense coalition of Ukraine, and they promise to support Ukraine with air defense and also with F-16.
Now, Polish Foreign Minister Radosław Sikorski announced that he's not ruling out Polish soldiers going to Ukraine. What do you make of this statement? I mean, it can be concerning for Polish citizens, but also when you look at a wider picture, also for NATO members. What do you make of that?
I think it is a very difficult decision maybe for many countries, but taking into account that Russian army or Russian mobilization resource is 3 times bigger than Ukrainian, I think it's right decision at least not to tell Putin that European countries are not considering this. It's not necessary that Polish citizens should go to Ukraine and fight, but Putin shall understand that it might happen. Now, I also think that for many Western countries, it would be an important step because we don't know how far Putin can go. And imagine that it's not only about Ukraine. And indeed, it's not only about Ukraine. And then European countries or Western countries, they don't have they don't have military personnel which used to fight. It's very important to practice. And Ukraine can be a good place to learn how to fight in real time and how to fight with real enemy. Therefore, I don't think it's big danger for Polish citizens, for example, because usually even if such personnel will come to Ukraine, it will be, for example, in more safe location, or it will be used for training of Ukrainian military personnel. But it will be very good for those countries to have updated personnel, military personnel, able to fight against such enemy as Russia.
But it's also more about how Russia is going to take it. I guess that's concerning.
Oh yeah. Now, Leslie, would like to ask you about the peace summit in Switzerland. What should we expect of it?
I don't expect a lot from this summit. I think it will be just maybe beginning of discussion how peace formula or how peace shall be implemented in Ukraine. I don't expect that all leaders will join it. I do hope that Joe Biden, after different discussions, will join the summit. I also expect that some China representative will do this. But still, we have to understand the just beginning of discussions how to ensure peace in Ukraine and I would say in Europe.
All right. Mariya Heletiy, Deputy Chief of Party at USAID Ukraine Civil Society Sectoral Support Activity. Thank you very much.